Hello, my friends. Today we are looking at my comic book, Gruelgo, The Call of Time. Keep in mind this is just kind of a work in progress kind of thing. I'm about 80 to 90% done inking the pages that you're about to see. I kind of like to do the last 10 to 20% all at once because that kind of ties everything together, kind of makes it more uniform. So, in the true spirit of comic books, this cover depicts a scene that doesn't actually happen anywhere in the comic book. So, here's the splash page, and there's someone in a casket being carried by these two Beavis and Butthead looking goomers. And this preacher is reading a verse from a Bible over the casket down here in the ground. And there's going to be some more textures and colors to kind of show you that this is a casket down here. And a hand smashes up out of the coffin, and this is basically a Mel Brooks gag where through our Lord Jesus Christ, and it's Gruelgo who's inside the casket. And I love the way that he's running. He thinks he's running with them, but they're running from him. And I'm actually kind of proud of how this silhouette turned out, where he just looks like a complete dork as he's chasing them. I love how floaty looking it is. And here's another casket that's presumably going to be buried after him, that's propped up against this tree. And she's like, "They're running from you, Nimrod." So stupid. And he's kind of like, "Huh? Brigitta?" And she's like, "Get me out of here." So here it doesn't really make any sense. She's kind of explaining what happened to them. This is like, old 70s cartoon, the logic of old comic books that were made strictly for children, where everything has to be laid out. She's explaining that these villagers that took them hostage have placed Diablo in this Wicker Man. It's the Wicker Man from the 60s movie. And the villagers are trying to set him on fire, and he's too stupid to shut up and say, "Hey, I'm impervious to fire. Fire doesn't hurt me." I'm really proud of the sound effect here. Boof. Coming out of this bazooka. It sounds like the sound that a bazooka would make. But if you don't know what a boof is, you might want to, ask your kids. They'll tell you all about it. And here's the grappling hook that's fired out of this bazooka, kind of arcing through the air. And then the Lord Wicker Isle here, he's kind of like, "Oh, what the hell?" And it lands perfectly in the Wicker Man's cage. It's this clink. And then Brigitta turns. She's all like cool action. She's an action movie hero here, like just kind of casually tossing away the spent bazooka, the grappling hook launcher. She's telling Gruelgo, "You better hold on, because shit's about to get real." And here they rip the cage out of the Wicker Man, and naturally the only thing that Diablo cares about is he spilled some of his beer. That's the only thing he's concerned about. In this shot, the cage is about to land on the Christopher Lee kind of character. And my girlfriend says it looks like he's trying to catch the cage, which is not what I intended, so I'll be fixing that. And so he gets splattered by it. Again, I think there's going to be maybe another panel here. So here they are making their escape. And Gruelgo points out that the tugboat, the ferry, is already left without them. Brigitta's not having any of that. She just drives right over the side of the cliff. And here they land, basically they fall out of the Jeep by the time they get to the tugboat, which is for the best because the tugboat explodes and they have to swim to shore anyway. And here, this cross-hatching here is really just kind of me kind of just having fun. This is not what the final product is going to look like. But, Diablo, the only thing he cares about is, again, he's like, "Dude, alcohol abuse." Total frat boy moron. This actually, from this page, it originally went to this page, but I wanted to add kind of like a little bit more explanation about this technology that exists in this comic, which is it's basically an endo drive, where humans have figured out that they can fly to another dimension and then back again. And the corporation that figured that out is called Endocorp, because the dimension that they access is called the Endocasm. If this sounds completely stupid, it's because it is. Every time I draw a news scene in my stories, it's this same exact person Sometimes I change her hair, usually not. This is Dr. Prospector, who's there to provide a counterpoint. And as you could tell, Dr. Prospector here is literally just that character from old horror movies who shows up to tell the kids that are going to the cabin that they're doomed. But it's such a stupid joke. I don't know if it's a good gag or not, and I'm going to be redrawing this guy because he came out too sketchy, and this arm is just stupid compared to this arm. I know, I'm ruining the magic of comics for you. Unfortunately, it turns out that Dr. Prospector was right, and some advanced civilization has detected Endo Rads, which is the distinct radiation signature that is produced by flying into the other dimension. So this alien ship computer is initiating the wake-up sequence, and that involves flushing this hand on the end of a snake out of this sleep pod, I guess, as this arm brings in this mask. And now this is the first time that we see Admiral Trang. There's going to be a lot more texture back here to kind of separate him from the background because it all kind of bleeds together right here. But this character is basically heavily inspired by Earthworm Jim and the way that Frank Miller drew RoboCop. And shamelessly so, I wear my influences on my sleeve. Admiral Trang is basically just a hand on the end of a snake. And he has two thumbs, which allows him to hold this mask, this mask is what allows him to communicate to other creatures, humanoid creatures. Fun fact, the ship computer is basically just an old Macintosh with like cyberpunk panels and stuff on it. It's really stupid. Another fun fact, Admiral Trang, I got the name from, basically it's my first name. It's an anagram for my first name. Just the T and the G are swapped. And Gruelgo as well is an anagram for my last name, which is Gogler. Gougler becomes Gruelgo. So I thought that Gruelgo's arch nemesis should also be an anagram for my name. Basically is all it is. Here, Admiral Trang. So here Trang is making his way to the cockpit to fly off, and looks like they're after the eye of a witch. And I wonder who that witch is going to be. Well, anyway, that's all you get to see oops, I've shown a little too much, but that's where it's all going. I hope you enjoyed this. Eat shit.